bed in the bathroom last night.
Okay.
That was a lot of fun. Cable had no what for wears or whatever, so but
the same one we used?
Yeah, the same one you guys used. We still have it. So
returned it.
well, I mean, it's just one of those things where literally it's been sitting in the atrium since you guys left, and I just never folded it up.
Background.
You like that?
Oh.
I was like looking for the perfect one, and I was like,
it's not a black screen.
Yeah, I wanted something brighter. Sometimes it can be hard to tell.
You know what I don't like?
What do you don't like?
This is the theatrical cut background.
The theatrical?
Here's
well, yeah,
why.
Of course it is.
Because it's not wearing the black suit.
Yeah. No, I figured you were going to say that.
Did you feel like, I know we're not officially, I mean we're on, but whatever. Did you like the fact that Wonder Woman just kept doing the same thing?
Let's not go into that. Let's start the show and then we'll go into that. How about that, shall we?
Oh man.
Ready?
It's just an off topic. I'm going to not remember.
Okay. Quiet on the set. I swear, you and Mitch don't understand quiet.
You gotta go.
Hey everybody. It's Thursday, March 25th. This is the Movie Broview. And I am your host, Charzar81. I'm here with my brother, Joshizzle2323. What is up, my brother?
What's up, brother? How are you? How was your week?
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, it's yeah, I know. All the weeks are starting to really combine with each other. Just
I
kind
did this yesterday.
I know, right? Gosh. Like, you know, they're all just blending together. Kind of like the, maybe I use the Speed Force. You know, you never know. But we'll get into that. Again, I am Charzar81. You can find me at Twitch. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter with that handle. As for my brother, you can find him at Joshizzle2323 on the Twitch, on the YouTube, on Twitter, and on Instagram as well. Today's show, this is episode 2, by the way, of the Movie Review. We are still in our infancy. We are, you know, up and walking around now, in our toddler shorts. But, this is the Zack Snyder's cut. What we got in store for you guys tonight. We're going to review the Zack Snyder's Justice League cut that was, officially released on, HBO Max. Last week? Was it last week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Like, it seems, again, you know, everything's been, like, kind of blending in forever. It was Thursday last week. Yeah, because we were talking about it. We were like, was it today? Is it tomorrow? Whatever.
Man, we gotta talk about it.
So, yeah, no, we got to talk about this now. Yeah, like, we've got show number 2 already in the can. Gosh, like, we're ready to go.
A week to watch it, though.
Oh, my gosh. We will definitely get into that. Also, we're going to go over a little quick review of Falcon Winter Soldier. I know for those of you guys who listen to us on the podcast, Episode 2 will already have come out, and you probably already watched it. But we're going to go a little bit over Episode 1 that came out last Friday on the Disney+. Before we go into the main topic today, I did want to talk about a little something that is near and dear to my heart, and that's movie snacks. Do you have a go-to for movie snacks when you go to the theater?
Does popcorn with heavy butter count? I mean,
no.
You're talking about like... Okay.
I'm literally talking about anything and everything you can get for the concession stands. So. And
then nachos with those jalapenos, that cheese. I mean, it does you harm.
The ballpark canned cheese.
The during is fantastic. The aftermath is. Whew.
Oh god. Well, okay. So yours is popcorn with heavy butter and nachos, right? Is that what you're declaring right here?
The, like traditional like hot food, I guess, at the movie theater, and then of course I got to get a, you know, either I don't know why I only do it when I go to the movies. I usually get a Coke Zero.
Okay.
I don't know. Weird.
Coke Zero. See, like, I'm always like on both sides of the fence when it comes to beverages. Obviously, I thought it was funny that people were like staging times of Avengers Endgame when you can take your bathroom break if you need to take one.
Before and after.
No,
when you do it. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, that is the right answer. But it just blew me away that they're like, if you have to go, absolutely have to go during the movie.
Oh yeah.
Synchronize your watch or whatever. Synchronize your phone stopwatch. You need to go at this time. Which is,
I can't think of a part where that would be important to do that.
Yeah,
every single part of it is.
I guess if you go like lickety split and like conjure up the Back to the Future theory that they proposed in the movie, maybe you can go in and then go Back to the Future and you'll hit up a whole different multiverse or whatever, different time stream or whatever. But if you never went there in the first place, did you really go to the restroom? I don't know. Anywho, that's for another thing. For me, yep.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
I lost you for a second.
I can hear you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. I left for like 5 seconds, just letting you know.
Oh, okay.
That's my phone. Yeah, sorry.
That's good. Is your phone charged, sir? Do we have to worry about that? Okay.
Yes. It's currently being charged as we do this. So.
Hopefully today we won't have any type of underlying weather conditions, tornado, hail, etc., etc. You guys got hail?
Oh, God. Yeah, we did.
Really? We just got rain. We just got a whole bunch of rain, and obviously the rotation above us.
So loud. I felt like it was inside my bathroom. It was so loud.
Oh my God! Well,
it was so bad.
It didn't wake you up the first time, so.
Yeah.
Text a brother, man. That's all I'm trying to say. I'd like my heart.
You're doing it on the podcast.
I like my blood pressure to stay down. No, it's all good. It's water under the bridge, my friend, my brother. So yours is nachos and popcorn. I would have to go with. God, I love their. I'm starting to really, really gravitate toward the hot dogs. I don't know. It's more of a protein source or whatever. Obviously, I got to do the popcorn as well, and the icy or the Slurpee, whichever theater provider or theater company it goes. I think the Slurpee's just 7-Eleven, right?
Yeah, it's icy for movie theaters.
So yeah, it is the icy. It's the cherry. I do like the Coke. It is what it is. I did at Movie House and Eatery where you can. It's like a dining experience, and you got like the lounge chairs and stuff like that. All theaters are going that direction anyway.
They should.
I did the cherry icy with a shot of vodka because they have a full bar there.
Oh wow,
dude!
Very nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. But we've been dawdling a little too much. Let's get to the beef of the thing because we have to discuss a movie that. Pretty much runs about 4 hours. That's half a work shift for a lot of people. And we're about to do a little review, a little spoiler over the Snyder's Cut of Justice League. That is the Justice League, yeah. So, I mean, gosh. I'm going to open up the floor to you, obviously. Like, this is your playground. This is not mine. But when it comes to it, I'll say this. I watched Justice League, I think, a week before this came out because I needed some type of constant. When you watch this, let's just go into the initial, after you were done with your 4 hours, was it worth the wait?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. It's 4 hours of absolute greatness. And just to give you a background, I actually saw the original theatrical version in the theater with the wifey.
There you go.
And I was not really disappointed. I was like, well, I wish it was longer. That's what I said when I left it. I was like, man, it seems like
careful what you wish for.
Easy to,
Careful what you wish for.
Oh right, I know, right. Wish it was longer. Let's double the time.
Man.
Actually, almost triple the time. Because the theatrical version, I think it's only like 1 hour and 40, maybe.
Is it only that long?
Yeah, it's pretty short. I mean, I go through it pretty quickly. I mean, I watched it with Luke or my son. We watched it when he was like we have it on Blu-ray, so it was like 2018, so it was already like 2 years old almost.
Okay.
So he's just eating his, Cheerios or whatever. I'm watching it with him. And I like that movie. I actually have it on, like I said, Blu-ray. But the 4-hour version, man, oh my gosh, it's like 4 hours of absolute greatness. I'm looking over here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, because I have my notes over here on my separate computer.
You're fine, man.
Over here.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you really, really liked it a lot. Before I give my verdict or whatever.
Sure.
Holy crap! I told you this offline. I watched 2 hours of this movie, and after we're gonna go beat by beat with this movie in just a second, but we got to one of those crucial parts, and I literally had to go take the dog outside, and I was like, oh my god, it's 2 hours, and I have a whole nother movie to watch.
Right.
I mean,
how would they even split this? I don't think they could. It has to be a full, thing.
HBO did a very, very cool job in breaking it apart by doing those little title screens, with it being this is part 1, this is part 2, and giving each screen its title, so you could technically just find stopping points after, like, say 2 parts or whatever. It seemed like the parts were about 30 minutes long, maybe 40 minutes long or something like that. So it was like you could break it apart like that. But we're gonna go right now. Let's no more fuss, no more muss. Everything going forward, we're about to spoil and stuff like that. So
Here we go.
if you don't want to be spoiled with stuff, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch it and then come back and listen to us, and or watch the VOD of this. But yeah, the opening. No iPhone camera Superman interview. There was no Batman rooftop to kind of like open up the storyline.
Kind of disappointed with that.
I mean, it is what it is. They I guess the way that they were going to incorporate the mother boxes. Basically the main crux, the main the one true ring in this movie that everyone's hunting for. Zack Snyder definitely wanted to make a different approach than this, like, oh, what's this mysterious random scout that happened to appear in a dream in a whole nother movie, So I found that interesting, and obviously what both movies contained, it contained the Superman's death cry and the shockwaves that just, echoed throughout the universe, it seemed like.
Oh, yeah, like the beginning of the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he gets stabbed by Doomsday. Man, so good. So good. How they connected that, for sure.
And I didn't realize so they explain it kind of later, but that it was his scream that woke up the boxes?
Yep.
Okay.
Because basically it's communicating there's no Kryptonians, there's no lanterns. Remember they say that later on in the movie?
Oh, yeah, totally.
So they realize, okay, this scream, okay, let's wake up those mother boxes. Here we go.
And what are the mother boxes? Can you kind of explain it?
They're not beings, but they're like entities of power that create and destroy life or I really can't. I mean, basically, they're just a
like intelligent
type of energy.
They was a quote from the movies, like intelligent machines.
Right.
And like you said, yeah, they create
ultimate computers that are cubes. I mean,
yeah. Basically. And so that was a big major, changing point, which I liked. I liked that fact that they kind of like went in this like just straightforward way.
Think of this. There are the Tesseract and the Cube from Transformers combined, but plus more.
Oh my gosh! Well, we have our Transformers reference in 2021.
There we go.
Another big change, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and I think you did as well, was the new design of Steppenwolf.
Oh my gosh! Abso-freaking-lit.
So kind of go into like the differences. Yeah, kind of go into the differences.
Well, I mean, let's just go overall look. The theatrical version, he just looks like and sounds like just an old guy. Like, he's no terror. He's just a tall man with horns. Well, in the other one, in the Snyder Cut, He's that plus deeper voice, overall like suit of armor that changes to like it spikes out. It when the Amazonians were shooting their arrows at him, it did absolutely freaking nothing. And it's just a badass suit. And then it deteriorates, like it changes as he's talking to his chain of command with Darkseid's two side guys, right? And then he finally talks to Darkseid. We'll go in that in just a second. But yeah, his suit changes as the movie goes on. It's really
it's
cool.
Got this scaly reptilian appearance, and it's like you said, when they shot him, it did like. It either bounced off, or when it did penetrate, I love the fact that it could shift the scales and just chop all the arrows off at the heads.
I love the way you put that. Yes, it shifts the scale. It kind of reminds me of, remember in Thor?
Yeah.
The original Thor? What's that that tall metal guy that shoots a beam out of his front of his head?
Oh God, why are you asking me that question? This is not MCU quiz night. The Guardian I know you're talking about.
Guy.
Yeah.
Think about that guy, and then like a nano suit from Iron Man. It's kind of like that, where it changes and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it kind of reminded me of. So. Yeah.
His battle with the Amazonians was a lot different in this too. It was more of like a threatening gesture than a like, oh, you guys are going to love me eventually, and you're like. I found that to be strange in the theatrical release, but this one he was like, the darkness is coming, like we're gonna, feed on your fear, and then obviously, I swear I'm gonna butcher this name, Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazonians was like, ladies, the ladies of da 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 da, show him your fear, and what did they all say?
We have no fear.
Exactly, and they just like go to town at him, and it was a lot more of an epic battle than the theatrical review. The entire chamber goes crumbling into the ocean. It did not do that in the theatrical review. So you saw the slaughter that Steppenwolf is leaving in his wake. Hippolyta, like she's running away with this cube, like they're trying to get this cube away from this guy, and it seemed like the blows that Steppenwolf was delivering to the Amazonians was a lot more visceral. You saw a lot more blood. It's Snyder, man, like he's all about that.
Steppenwolf beat the crap out of them.
Oh yeah,
cutting off one's head.
Yeah,
when she's riding on her horse, charging at him.
Yeah, totally.
Slice.
Yeah, no, there were moments. Even was it the one girl who shot the arrow to launch the mother cube even further? You could see like she did, but you saw the flames like coursing out of her eyeballs, like if you watch it at a really really slow speed. They weren't the only ones that kind of like took it in the junk. The
Atlanteans?
The Atlanteans as well, man. Like that was a whole different battle altogether, right?
Absolutely. So I guess I don't remember his name, but he's the side guy that's commanding Steppenwolf. He's the side guy of Darkseid. I don't remember his name, but anyway, he's telling him find the other mother box quickly. Blah 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 blah. And then Steppenwolf says, you know what? I'm not gonna get. Basically, he's not gonna have his minions do it. He's just gonna do it to himself. So he goes up to those Atlanteans that they captured. And takes one of them up against a rock, slams him down. Where is it? Where is it? We'll never tell you. And then all of a sudden he uses that spider bot, that 5 or 6-legged like spider bot looking thing to control his mind. And basically told him where it's at. And then, as you know, he finds it. So, but yeah, I like that.
I mean, it definitely goes like a lot deeper in regards to where Steppenwolf is getting his orders from. Like, this is not just a random mercenary, like, let's just go kill things and get everything, get the spoils of war. Like, he's been sent kind of on a mission. You find the backstory with Steppenwolf. He's been charged to, like, destroy 10,000 worlds.
100,000 worlds.
Oh, is it 100,000? Okay, yeah, it's 100. That's even bigger. He's charged to destroy all these worlds and obviously to appease Darkseid. And
trying to find redemption.
Yeah, totally redemption. And in doing so, he's found himself on Earth, and he's trying to get the mother boxes, obviously, to seal the deal. Now, in the original theatrical release, they obviously went into detail about the past war. This one kind of showcased that through when obviously they had shot the arrow of Artemis to warn Diana, or Wonder Woman, who was in Paris at the time, and she goes to the I swear that's the Parthenon, but apparently it's the Amazonian.
Somewhere in Greece, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so they go in there, and she sees ancient scribes, ancient carvings of like a past war before, and that past war obviously was Darkseid, coming to find the anti-life, and he's challenged by all these warriors. The Age of Heroes, as they had coined in the movie. You had Hercules, you had Ares, you had Artemis, you had it was very Lord of the Rings-esque. You had Zeus. Was he there?
Yeah, he's the guy with the thunder.
Oh yeah,
Hercules. That's Zeus.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, he had. I know Hercules was there, but that was Zeus. Yeah, you're correct. The Green Lantern Force was there. Like it was. Obviously, is one of those like mega epic.
I mean, he messed up too.
I mean, that just shows the power of Darkseid, that he's just like destroying and dismantling people. But because of their joined forces, they overwhelm him and overcome him, and they send him away back into space. I think he had like a winning streak of like 50,000 or whatever, and this was his first L. Yeah. This was the Patriots going against the New York Giants in that faithful Super Bowl. Somewhere out there, there's a
helmet catch happened, and
somewhere out there, there's a 50,001 T-shirt that some Zimbabwe kid is wearing. So yeah, you find out that the boxes were dispersed to the Atlanteans, to the Amazonians, and to the humans. I have to ask you this. So obviously the Amazonians concocted this huge fortress. They're like blasting these huge stakes that are the size of like telephone poles just to secure the gates and stuff. It's surrounded by all these enemies, or all these Atlantean or the Amazonian archers.
Right.
Atlanteans, obviously it's probably down in the Marianas Trench, far beyond, where anyone can get it, and they put it in this like this little shrine and temple. The humans,
there's some guards around too.
The humans kind of dug this like 4-foot ditch, just like plopped it in there, and I'm like, well, there it is. Fine. I was like, come on, man, you could have like made it a little more epic than that. I get that our primitive tools could maybe go down to the Home Depot and get like a backhoe or something, or one of those tillers, and dig a little deeper hole or something. That was just crazy. Like that's me nitpicking. I get it that was just like a device or whatever to say, okay, this is what the humans did with it. But humans ended up with it through World War II. The Nazis found it, and then it ended up in the hands of Silas Stone. Who was Silas Stone?
Wait a minute. Isn't that the dad?
Yep.
Of Cyborg, right?
Yep. Cyborg's name is Victor.
From, Terminator 2.
I swear that actor. Remember? That actor has his hands.
The same thing, didn't he?
His actor. This actor has his hands on the most lethal of companies. Like he had
the Future.
Skynet, and now he's in charge of Star Labs, which through one verse or another ended up acquiring the mother box. Stored the mother box at home, which was an interesting move. Obviously he was trying to hide it because he used the mother box to rebuild his son, and I did want to go into that like really quick. I know like I'm kind of skipping a couple of lines, but they did go more into the backstories of all these heroes. The theatrical trailer, to me, it just appeared that it was this quick 5-minute beat. Okay, let's go to the next guy. 5-minute beat. Okay, let's go to the next guy. It was just so fast.
The movie, not the trailer.
Yeah,
right?
the movie. Did I say trailer? I'm sorry.
You did. You're fine.
It's
funny, by the way. You bring up the trailer of the theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
You see a lot of things from the Snyder Cut long time ago when they're trying to show off the movie, and you see only like half of what's in the trailer.
Sure.
Because a lot of it was taken from the Snyder Cut, which is good. But anyway, go ahead.
But yeah, so definitely Cyborg. You saw more of his motivations. You saw him play football. He was the star football player for the not the Gotham Knights. Why can't I think of it? Yeah, isn't he?
Nope.
Or is it Central City?
High school.
Or is it Central City? Got it. It's all
Central
blending
City
in.
High School.
Yeah.
CCHS. Mm-hmm.
There you go. And they were playing.
It happened to be the same colors as the Gotham Knights.
Yeah. They were playing in the championship game, and you saw what kind of crazy athlete he was, and you see his origins, like how he ended up in an accident. He got into an accident with his mother driving. He tried to block her, obviously, and the mother did not survive. He was not supposed to survive, but Silas Stone, he's a wizard, like not literally, but like he's a technological wizard because he'd been studying up on the mother box, and he kind of devised a plan on how to bring him back.
Right. It was. Did you notice how when he got into a wreck with his mom? That was sad, by the way.
Oh gosh, yeah.
That's messed up. They're just having a conversation about where's dad and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden that truck comes and he puts out his arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he's trying to stop the truck, but there's nothing he can do. And then the same thing happens with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice how he put his arm out before his dad marks the box? That way they can find it later on.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, no, Dad. Like it's just interesting how they use that. They did that callback within the same movie. It's like a foreshadowing, maybe, or something.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, lots of parallelisms between both
Right.
how the father and how the son reacted in trying to be a hero.
Right.
Another one of our heroes, Aquaman.
Before we go to Aquaman,
Yeah,
let me just add
okay.
one thing about Cyborg.
Okay, sure.
I think it was really cool when he was trying to understand his abilities and he was practicing with it and everything. And one of the things was he, through his, I guess this was in his mind, through his data bank or whatever, he was looking at a lady who's a waitress who has 3 kids, struggling like crazy, gets kicked out of her apartment and stuff. And he's just like, you know what, I'm going to use my power for good.
That was so cool.
She goes to the ATM. He's like struggling. She probably has a couple bucks, and all of a sudden, congratulations, you're a winner of the bank, $100,000, and he just randomly put it. It made her life like life changing. I thought that was so cool. And then afterwards, he meets with Wonder Woman. But go ahead.
No, the visual representation of how he takes a digital image of like a stack of cash, and he just obviously increase it, and you see more cash just piling up on each other, and that's kind of the representation of her winning some type of sweepstakes from the bank as she is checking her balance at the ATM. That was really chill. I'm glad you did go back to Cyborg, because I did like the fact that they went more into how he learned what he can do, what he can actually do. The theatrical version of this, it really was the tip of the iceberg into regards what Cyborg all can do. Like, he is the living embodiment of the internet. To be able to, his father had told him, he can manipulate every nuclear warhead on Earth. He can, change the balance of power and wealth at any moment's notice, just by with a snap of a finger. Thanos, whatever. But it's not the power. It's not the power that he wields that makes him powerful. It's the power to choose to not do those things. You know what I mean?
Right. Great power comes. Wait a minute. That's not the right.
But I mean, it's so funny. A lot of people they either coin that term or they take that term or twist it, to suit their own means. But it's true. With all these great powers, even Wonder Woman had sold it to him that yes, it was an accident, but he's been bestowed these gifts and he needs to use them, because at first he didn't want to join this quote unquote ragtag group of heroes. Very much like Aquaman. Like, he didn't like foresee anything like this. Bruce Wayne. I'm kind of glad like they changed up a little bit of Bruce Wayne's interaction with Arthur, the Aquaman.
Arthur Curry. I
really thought that that line of talking to the fishes was just I was like, okay.
No. I hear you can talk to fish.
Yeah. I didn't like that. Like, I was like, okay, you were literally trying to recruit this guy. You should not be already, minimalizing his abilities like with a pun. At least, just that's my thought on that. You should be
deleted scenes. They added Seabass. They added a guy that says, "Hey, kick his ass, Seabass," because he's Aquaman. Now it's like
they say it in Icelandic. That's what the girls are singing, like as they go,
right, yeah.
as he. But yeah, no, that
felt a little awkward when the Icelandic people were singing to him or singing of him. I kind of felt like, what's going on? What are they doing?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's a song. It's an actual true Icelandic song about saying goodbye to your beloved as they go off to sea or something. Yeah, that kind of.
She smelt the jacket too.
Yeah, I mean that part was kind of like, especially when you got Queen Mira or Amber Heard, who is just a lovely glass of water. Oh my gosh!
Oh man,
I love her.
I wanted to say it too, but
no, she is at her peak powers in this movie.
Dynamite.
And not only is she like rock solid gorgeous, she also can kick some like major ass being a water manipulator that she is. Did you notice that
the way she
Go ahead.
She created that bubble in the middle of the ocean when they're deep down in the near the mother box, and just like tricking Steppenwolf to fall through because of gravity, and then drown him, and then do it over again. And she can fight. And by the way, you appreciate all of this movie more. You've seen Batman versus Superman extended cut.
Oh sure.
You definitely appreciate if you've seen Aquaman.
Yeah, I haven't seen Aquaman yet.
Since you didn't see Aquaman, how did you feel when all of a sudden you saw William Dafoe?
I mean, I'm a huge William Dafoe fan. I loved
too,
him in Spider-Man.
Wait a minute.
I initially thought he was the father, but I guess he's just
Remember, his father's human.
Sure. Oh, that's right.
And his mom is the Queen of Atlantis.
Well then, so he's like his guide, right? Like his...
Yes, he's the one who... I'll just go ahead and spoil it for you. He's the one who trains him in Aquaman.
Okay.
The movie.
Yeah. That's my understanding, is that who he was, because he was trying to bestow his mother's trident to him. Like, he's like, hey, you need to take this up so you can become the king of Atlantis. Going back really quick to Mira, her abilities blow my mind in that, Steppenwolf had her pinned, had her all dead to rights, but she was like, oh, no, I wasn't trying to get away. This is actually where I want to be, and started pulling all the water and blood out of Steppenwolf through his mouth and pores. That, bam, I was like, okay, that's a superpower there that I've never seen before, save in the comic book. But like as it does in the theatrical release, obviously Steppenwolf overcomes the Atlanteans. He gets the second mother box, and then obviously there's the search for the third one. We're missing. We're not talking about. There's two more people that we haven't. Two more of the heroes that we haven't talked about quite yet. You want to do Wonder Woman, or you want to save the best for last?
We can do Wonder Woman. No,
nice.
Let's do Flash. Let's do Flash. So basically, Barry Allen, his dad is in jail because he was, I think, wrongfully accused of killing his wife, Barry Allen's mom. Barry Allen is trying his best to go to school and become a detective or a forensics guy, which he does later on, of course. And then because that's what he is in the comics. You guys, you can agree, Cheetos, you've read it. And, so his dad's basically explaining to him, no, it's not. It's to stop. Don't waste your time. Well, he doesn't know that Barry Allen can freaking move at the speed of freaking light and stuff, so he can study and read stuff real quick.
And faster.
Anyway. Huh?
And faster.
Do what? And faster. And turn back time. Anyway, so I love the scene where he saves, you get introduced to Iris, his future love, later on in the comics, but you get, she's going to her car, she's in a convertible, and all of a sudden this truck's coming out of nowhere. I think he's eating? What was he doing?
He was trying to reach for his cheeseburger that fell.
And he dropped it. Yeah, and then he wasn't looking. All of a sudden,
the beginning of Resident Evil 2.
Because she's just driving, but Barry Allen's looking at her like, "Wow, she's amazing. She's beautiful." Blah blah blah. And then, of course, what happens? She gets in the wreck. Her car's flipping, and all of a sudden, slows down. We get a X-Men Days of Future Past Quicksilver scene again. I would arguably say it's as good as that scene, if not, slightly under that. I thought it was really good. He slows down time, runs to her, waits till she's out of the car, and then gently puts her down on the ground, and then it goes back into regular time. Car just destroyed, blows up. You know what I mean? Flipped over. That was just an amazing scene. I have to bring that up. So, what'd you think, Chino?
That scene is awesome. The fact that they had taken that out is a crime, because it really
it was
shows.
In the theatrical trailer, by the way.
Yeah, like that's the crazy thing. That they would cut that out again. Like, what are you saving time? Like, people are here to watch a movie. Who cares if it's 2 hours? 3 hours. Let's talk a little bit. 4 hours. No wonder it's on HBO Max. But the thing, boy, Barry Allen is like. And I've told this to you that I much prefer the CW's version of The Flash. I've been watching like each season as it goes, the Arrowverse and stuff.
Great, it's great.
After watching this movie, as well as after watching the original movie and the Snyder's Cut, I'm starting to endear myself to this version of Barry Allen. Strictly with the fact that they did not make him as big of a humor device as they previously did in the other movie. Like, he seemed like he was another sidekick to these larger in life heroes when he was put alongside them. When in actuality, Barry Allen is actually one of the strongest beings in the DC universe. Like, he can raced. Yeah, very important. Like, gosh, I can't wait for the Flash movie when it talks about was it Flashpoint?
Yeah.
They're gonna dive right into that. And heck, I know it's gonna dig into some of the heavy beats that are in this movie that deals with something we're about to talk about in just a second. But the Flash, much less of a humor device. I really, really liked that a lot. I love that scene quite a bit, just to showcase his speed. Honestly, and I'll say this too, I did not like that weird running kind of style. I was always accustomed to, like, okay, he's fast, so like everything's got to move like with a quicker beat. But I kind of like that he's so free flow moving when he's, using the Speed Force, that he doesn't need to be like at this huge constant, like, pitter pattering of footsteps. I like this style of running. If you understand what I'm saying.
They did showcase the whole. I know what you're saying. So basically, everything around is regular time, and he's the one who's going super speed.
Yeah.
They did do that when he meets Commissioner Gordon.
Oh,
on
sure.
the rooftop, when everyone left. And
sure.
He's like, oh, they just disappeared, huh?
Sure.
All right. Well, see ya. And
but it's like that's from our perspective and Commissioner Gordon's perspective. From his perspective, he's just kind of, I'm jogging or whatever. Like, even though like you know that he's
Superman.
Using his abilities to really, really like run. Speaking of Superman, the revival of Superman. Spoilers if you didn't know that. Like, you don't know what Justice League is. Yeah, no.
I didn't finish it. No.
I know. Like, wait, I thought he died. So Superman obviously gets revived in this movie. It's not the Justice League without Superman. Let's just, let's put brass tacks. Yeah, let's be real here. It is Superman. But the way they revive him by using the the mother box.
Yes.
Obviously, they exhume his body, which even though I know it's Superman, it's like, wow, this is kind of dark here. You know, they're digging up a dead body out of the graveyard. I like that they didn't use any dumb Pet Cemetery joke, even though the theatrical version, I did laugh at that. I thought that was funny. And then there was
like the fact that they didn't do the speed thing of digging it up. Like Ezra's the name of the actor. Barry Allen explains.
He did
do this in like a second, right?
He did. He's like, we could do this in like half a second, right? And even like Cyborg's like, yup. So yeah, they exhume his body.
Scene, by the way, I don't mean to break it down.
No, you sure?
A long time, but Arthur Curry, Aquaman, he talks to Wonder Woman, says, we never worked together. Amazons and Atlanteans never worked together in 5,000 years.
Yeah.
But then they kind of recognize that, but we're good. And then Arthur Curry tries to share his drink, whatever. She says, "No, I'm good." That's just cool how now they're working together and how they explain that. But anyway, go ahead, Chino. Sorry.
Oh yeah, no. The fact that those two it's not just like these are two races fighting each other. This is like epic, long time, covering epics, wars that are taking place between these two factions that they just do not like each other. You have the seafaring Amazonians or the seafaring Atlanteans, and you have the land wielding Amazonians, and to see these two factions, kind of joined together by these two big heroes is huge. But yes, going back to reviving Superman, they go back to his original ship. Cyborg concocts a plan to, by putting him in the waters where, it's a Kryptonian chemical, and if it's combined with the mother box, somehow the mother box can restructure, can restructure Superman to come back alive again, because that's kind of what they did with Victor. Doomsday.
Yeah, they use that same place to create Doomsday in Batman.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah. But
Zod becomes Doomsday. Yeah.
With Victor, obviously Cyborg hacks into the machine, and the machine's like, we shouldn't be doing this. Kryptonian and mother box technology should not be doing this. This is not good. But they keep just no, and you see that Barry Allen has to use a tremendous amount of a speed force to conjure up enough power and electricity to ignite the chain reaction. They didn't show this in the theatrical release, but the Snyder Cut, I love that they kind of hinted at his true power of the speed force. He kept saying this rule is not meant to be broken. I really shouldn't do this, but I can do this just a little bit this time, just for the sake of, the greater good. And the idea that so the mother box has to hit the Kryptonian waters at that exact point is when the charge needs to take ignition. Right. Well, exactly. to be able to calculate when Barry Allen can take off and hit that at that exact point is a calculation even Cyborg can't conjure up, because you actually see in the movie that the box submerges into the water. Well, Barry uses his Speed Force power to rewind time just a tick. That was so cool. And God, I'm about to nerd out so huge right now. But yeah, it was so cool to see him reverse time just a little bit, just this little bit of a cheat code.
He even says to himself, "Oh, I shouldn't do this."
I know.
Remember, he says it to himself. Man.
Yeah, several times. But yeah, they ignite it. Superman comes out. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's back" or whatever.
Well, before that happens, let me add one little point.
Okay.
Cyborg actually sees the future, and he says to Barry Allen, because Barry Allen's like, "You ready? You want me to go?" And then he says no. And
he said go.
He said go. Barry Allen went ahead and went. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a dark
future of everyone dying and stuff like that, like the Justice League and everything. I thought that was really interesting.
It's very akin to that future that Batman was dreaming about in Batman versus Superman.
Which is a great scene, by the way.
Yeah, that dark future where everything's like wartime and dusty and stuff. But
I loved it when he was fighting all those guards or whatever. Cracked that guy's neck. And
yeah.
I mean, it's awesome.
Regardless, though, Superman is back alive. He's back amongst the living. Right. Everything's going to be fine, right? And Superman kind of doesn't...
Cemetery.
Yeah, Pet Cemetery. He doesn't quite remember, like, who he is. And all of a sudden, like, he's scanning them because he's like in inquiry mode. Well, then Cyborg goes, like, his body... Like, even he doesn't understand what his body can, like, really, really do and how to fully control it. It goes in this automatic defense mode where there's a greater threat that's just surrounding him, and his body has to eliminate that threat. So his limb turns into a virtual hand cannon and, you know, shoots at Superman. And then, obviously, the fight ensues.
The defense system goes off, yeah.
How did you like this when... Batman enters in this version versus the theatrical version?
Well, there's actually a few things that...
there are a few things.
The theatrical version shows Cyborg telling, hey, Aquaman, chill out. Your heart is beating a certain way. It's pissing off Superman. Then his defense system goes off.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's not in the theatrical version. So Joss Whedon added that. And then... I do have some notes here. Batman is not shown, as far as the whole movie, he's not portrayed as a little bit, bit B. You know what I'm saying?
You can say it was.
Did you know? He's not portrayed as a little bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The reason why I bring that up is because remember, I have him going a little bit back. I'm going back a little bit. Sorry, Cheeto. They're all in agreement. We need to wake up Superman.
Okay.
We need to bring him back in the Snyder Cut. In the theatrical version, Batman's all about, hey man, we need to bring him back, blah blah blah. Barry Allen's like Pet Cemetery, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And then Wonder Woman's like, we shouldn't do that. That's messed up. He should be left dead because that's the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. Aquaman doesn't agree with it either. And then Batman insults Wonder Woman by bringing up Steve, a pilot from Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Falls in love with, right?
Captain Kirk.
And then all of a sudden Wonder Woman hits him barely, and then I think breaks one of his ribs probably.
Uh-huh.
And then Barry Allen's like, hey, if she kills you, we'll cover for her. You know that, right?
Yeah.
So all of that is not in the Snyder Cut. But anyway.
Again, less humorous, which I thought was fine.
Exactly. They're all serious. We need to wake him up. And that's where you see Superman's screen of him being played by Cyborg's eye in the Snyder Cut. Like, he's the answer. Mm-hmm. Anyway, going back to the actual... So Batman, he's not portrayed as a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So I like the fact that he actually has in the Snyder Cut these... the arm things that he, I guess, took off the ship or something that can take the damage from any beams, like from the guns from the minions. Those are what they called? Oh my gosh. Parademons.
It's Kryptonian, yeah. The Parademons, they've got this specific blast that Alfred has basically conjured up gauntlets that can absorb that blast.
Gauntlets, yeah. I was thinking, yeah, exactly. Perfect. See, this is why we work so well together. You fill in my words. Very good. And then, so he wears those, and then that's what changed. And also, he doesn't pick, in the theatrical version, he picks them up. I know you. Do you bleed?
Yeah.
This is a great line from the theatrical version. I'm surprised it wasn't in the Snyder Cut. You won't let me live. You won't let me die.
Yeah.
But you can tell right here, it was the Joss Whedon version, because you could tell they're trying to hide a mustache in the theatrical version, because that was an added part. But anyway, going back to the Snyder Cut, that wasn't in there. That's fine. It is what it is. But
sure.
He uses his eye beams, which I was so surprised. Like, oh shit, he's going to try to kill him. He unfortunately has those gauntlets, blocks one of them. One breaks off.
Yeah, I mean, it's Superman.
And then also, he doesn't call Alfred, hey, call in the big guns. Lois.
I actually kind of like that touch from the theatrical version, to be honest, because I was like, oh, what's the big gun? Like, did he conjure up some type of, like, Iron Man automatic, like, is the bat suit, like, the battle suit going to come back? Or something like that? But the big gun,
send in the Hulkbuster suit.
Pretty much. Like, we need a Superman suit. But no, the big gun is Superman's heart. It's Lois Lane.
Right.
And,
exactly. So the only reason why she's there is because she always walks by the the broken statue that Doomsday destroyed fighting Superman in B versus S. And but by the way, a little note here. Jerry, the cop that she buys coffee for every day, he's the guy that was the kid in Superman, the original movie, back in the 70s.
Was it Little Bucky or something like that?
Yeah, Jerry is his name in the movie, but yeah, Little Bucky is the character from Superman. Yeah, he's the same actor. So isn't that interesting? I thought that was pretty cool how they brought that back.
Hey, it's little Easter eggs that, like, you know, people who know, like, and have watched all the Superman movies, they're like, oh gosh, like, look, he's all grown up now.
Dang, he's older now.
But yeah, so Lois Lane comes in, calms Superman down to a point. Superman and them bounce over to the farm where Superman can kind of remember who he is. Still had the line in there where she's, you know, pressed up against his chest. It's like, you smell good. And he was like, didn't I before? You know?
I forgot about that line.
Yeah, like, it was like so subtle of a line that I was like, oh, that's cool that they kept that. But yeah, he's still trying to find himself while, you know, during all this mess, the mother box was taken by Steppenwolf. This had a lot more of a different approach to it, because all of a sudden Steppenwolf had taken the mother box and just bounced or whatever. In this one,
before we go into that, going back to Lois,
okay,
pregnant.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, because remember you saw the pregnancy test?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it was sitting in there because she was trying to reach for Superman in her bed.
Uh-huh.
And, like, she misses her, and this is the same day that she eventually goes and gives the coffee and then sees Superman back to life, et cetera, et cetera. But I thought that's interesting. They're bringing in Superboy, possibly. No, I'm just kidding. Who knows? We'll see what happens there. But
I'm trying to remember in the comic books, actually, he becomes the next Batman, but that's just the comic books. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I gotta look at that.
I don't know if they would ever incorporate that in the movies. That could be definitely something that's DC animated, but no.
Steppenwolf, you were saying.
So yeah, Steppenwolf, instead of him just like bouncing and like taking it back to you know, where their base of operations was set up, Cyrus is still trying to do his best. Silas, not Cyrus. Silas is trying to do his best to still, you know, protect the cube, protect the Allspark. Protect the mother box. You know, just take it away. Well,
Sam Witwicky.
At first, so you know, he runs into this room, and then activates the this beam, and I'm like, is he trying to destroy that thing? Because that thing is not like destructible. It's indestructible. Like that thing.
So
I'm like, what are you doing? And obviously, the beam is bouncing around that enclosed room, and he just gets chopped up to bits. You know, that moment we discussed earlier, where he holds out, you know, the left arm to like tell Cyborg, you know,
right.
No. And poor Cyborg, you know, we've already seen the loss of his mother. He loses his father, you know, right in front of him.
He loses his body.
I mean, you would talk about a crippled young, and he's a teenage boy, like, you know, crippled young teenage boy who's been kind of thrust into this hero role, and, you know, Steppenwolf obviously just goes in there, whatever, like, I don't care, let me take my cube and go. It's Cyborg who realizes what he was doing, like, because, you know, I think was it Barry who was questioning, you know, why is he trying to destroy it or whatever? Doesn't he know this is, like, you know, indestructible, yada yada yada, you know?
Right.
They come to the conclusion. Cyborg comes to the conclusion, like, no, he's trying to heat it up. Like, he's trying to heat it up to basically the hottest thing on planet Earth, where it's easily traceable. They eventually find it in Russia, in like an old. They never say it's Chernobyl. That's the only thing that I thought of every time. They were like,
same thing.
It's an old nuclear power plant that happened to have a fallout several years ago. And I'm like, well, why don't they just say the name? Like, what would be harm in it? I don't know. It is what it is. One difference between the theatrical version and the Snyder Cut, they did not include that Russian family, which...
So glad they didn't.
it was a weird red herring to just throw into the movie. Like, I get it, like, heroes need to be heroes. They're just not there to defeat the villain. They're also here to save. Yeah. Just for one day. They're here to save, the little people, or whatever. And, we obviously missed out on the Dostoevsky joke that Flash did not get to say, which I'll be honest, I laughed my ass off when he did that, because I'm like, is that the only Russian you really know?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's fine. But no, they didn't go into that. They had this, the setup to the Battle of Russia is quite awesome. Cyborg fixes the Bat Carrier. I don't even know what you want to call that now. The Bat Harrier.
The Batwing, because Batwing was portrayed in BVS,
yeah.
so...
Yeah. I mean,
it was badass, by the way.
The Batmobile still looks rad. I mean, they kept a lot of that in the movie.
Yeah, the cannon on top, the tank.
The cannon, like, you see what Batman can do. He is all like he dictates in the movie. What's your superpower? Asked by Flash. Batman's like, I'm rich.
Yeah, the Bat.
His technological savvy to make these ridiculous, weapons of mass destruction.
Thank you, Alfred.
Yeah, totally. Like, Alfred is definitely, like, has his fingerprints all over these things. But you have all these heroes just jumping into battle, like the Parademon just, like, going all over the place. Can I ask you a really, really quick aside in regards to this battle? I thought of this today when I was watching it, and I'm going to put a little joke on this. Is Aquaman a fish out of water when it comes to fight? Is Aquaman a fish out of water when it comes to fighting on land?
Remember, he's half human.
He is. I know that, but, like, God, in something that is just like, I don't know. I know he has that specific power set that he uses. He uses the trident to, send out a massive shockwave.
Right.
But, like, gosh, it's just like, Wonder Woman is taking apart people piece by piece.
Man, we didn't even talk about when they fight Steppenwolf the first time without Superman.
I mean, I didn't want to talk about it too much. It was very similar. Like, it was much of the same. Obviously, when they came across him the first time, sans Superman, Steppenwolf, I don't want to say owned them, but they stood toe to toe until Steppenwolf finally, like, overcame them. It was very much. Right. It was very similar to the theatrical version.
No, it wasn't, because there's one thing they added in the theatrical they didn't have in the Snyder Cut. I didn't bring a sword. Freaking Batman.
Sure.
Remember in the theatrical version?
Yeah.
I didn't bring a sword.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
But
then
like,
they put it in the.
What was that thing called? The crawler? I don't know.
The crawler. The bat crawler.
Yeah. Another, like, and that's comic books. That's you turn the page.
The part where he talks to Alfred, Cyborg.
Yeah.
Okay, Alfred, I'll take it from here.
Like, I'm sorry, who are you again?
Who are you? Well, let's go back to Russia. I'm sorry, I didn't bring up that. No,
totally. Like, the reason I didn't mention it, and I didn't think to mention it, was that it literally, like, outside of a few lines that, I'm kind of glad were removed, it didn't, like, change too much. Like, no key extra person died. Not like, from point A to point B was the same.
Right.
The battle in Russia, going back to it, it looked it was a lot more micro than macro. You saw, what the Flash was doing in regards to how they were going to split the mother boxes, because basically what it is that the mother boxes combine to perform the unity, which is all three mother boxes coming together and then synchronizing. That's the death of the planet. This huge shockwave will just come out and just rip everything asunder. No matter how strong you are, it's just the ultimate. It is the snap, but it's 100%. So the heroes are there to try, to do that. Like I said, you see Aquaman jump from, like, one person to one person. Wonder Woman is just taking out leagues of people with with her lasso and her gauntlet ability. Obviously Flash is super fast, so he's taking apart people piece by piece. You have Batman who, like, again, with his Batmobile, his ninja savvy, his ability to think on his feet faster than any person on the battlefield, make his way to basically obtaining turrets for his own use and taking out, several parademons. This is crazy. But, again, this is all without Superman. How are they supposed to, do the undoable without, the Man of Steel?
Aquaman being carried by Cyborg briefly. And he's like, oh, man. He's so not the same Aquaman. He seems so different, but I like it. It's cool.
I like
Jason Momoa is just a different Aquaman.
I like Jason Momoa. I like this Aquaman. It's just like in this case, maybe I just maybe just haven't read up too much on Aquaman, because I'm like, you are about as far from water as you're gonna get. I get you got that trident. You are super strong, but man,
right.
Like it's one of those things where, like, brother, if there was an inlet right now, you guys would all be dead. But there's nothing. They're in the middle of, like, bum F Russia. But so Cyborg's plan is to, again, it's very akin to how they woke up Superman, but they have to conjure up a much more impressive form of energy that Flash is going to have to conjure up, and he starts, looping around the fortress over and over and over again, and obviously Cyborg's trying to call for Barry. Barry's like, trying to figure out what's going on, and he's having to do this like at much greater speeds than he's ever run before.
And he's getting shot at too by parademons still, and Batman has to get involved.
And he's getting shot at.
Threw that sticky bomb on that one guy. Boom! Bye-bye, parademon. That was badass. I love that.
The fact that Batman fights with gadgets and can hold his own with superhuman, like, basically gods, like, that's what makes Batman so awesome.
Cyborg, yeah.
But Steppenwolf is not about to have this. Like, he tries taking Cyborg down, and then you got, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, who obviously they've got a bone to pick at with Steppenwolf kind of owning them in the previous battle. And they go to task. It's impressive to see those two fighting Steppenwolf, without the other heroes, while they're trying to, perform the main mission at task. Like, it's awesome to see these one set piece fights with Wonder Woman and her shield and her sword. You have Aquaman with his trident and, his brute strength. They're able to bring down Steppenwolf just long enough to have Cyborg, go into the mother boxes from within and undo them from within. They fail initially, and Steppenwolf is like, you have all these heroes, trying to do this. Flash gets shot.
Right.
And Steppenwolf is about to deliver this killer blow to Cyborg.
And all of a sudden, the mighty Duckman himself, Superman.
Did you like this entrance versus the theatrical entrance?
Doesn't he so the theatrical version, doesn't he just come randomly, just like stop him or punch him or something?
It is very.
Doesn't he say like I believe in
justice?
Then, it's like some. Do what?
I believe in justice.
I believe in justice.
He literally comes up out of nowhere, and is just whatever. But
I like this one better. all of the axe, and then he uses his freezing breath, takes out that axe, and goodbye.
And he shows up in a different suit that we kind of glossed over a little bit. Batman goes back to, or Superman had gone back to his ship after he saw his mother. She showed up at the farm. There was crying. There was embracing. Like, it was just like, oh, everything's great.
By the way,
again,
when
whatever.
they were hugging, it's the exact same scene. That's in Superman, the originals.
Okay.
He's wearing a plaid shirt, and they're hugging the same way, right in the cornfield. It's like exact copy of it, which I think is such a cool callback. So,
I mean, it's seamless. It had to be like that. But yeah, he goes back to his ship, and you start to see all these different suits that he puts on, and he dons the black suit that if you're familiar with the comics, when when Superman died and had returned, he returned with this black suit with the silver emblem on his the chest. Do you know what's special about the black suit?
Actually, it's because black absorbs more sun.
That's right.
After he's done, he goes up.
Uh-huh.
He does he puts his arms out, closes his eyes.
Uh-huh.
He gets enough, he gets so much power to where he can fight Steppenwolf like nothing. So that black suit is meant to absorb more sun.
That's right.
And it worked, and he beat the crap out of him.
Yeah, no, he shows up. This appearance in the Snyder's Cut, he literally comes in as Steppenwolf's about to deliver the killer blow onto Cyborg and stops the axe cold turkey on his left shoulder. And he's just like, I'm not impressed. I'm like, this is the cocky, badass Superman that we've been yearning to see and we kind of need now for this movie.
OP Superman.
I will continue to say that Superman is a cheat code when it comes to superheroes. It's kind of not fair. But
for those of you StarCraft fans, power overwhelming.
But watching this background on my computer, this is the second straight stream that's done that. But sorry about that. I'm trying to remember where I was at with that.
We were in
Superman's
Chernobyl.
arrival. Chernobyl.
Superman
Chernobyl
comes into play.
So yeah, Superman's coming in, whooping Steppenwolf all over the place, and the Flash, obviously he gets tripped up or whatever, so he can't conjure up the power for Cyborg to enter the mother box. And Cyborg's like, dude, where are you at? Where are you at? And, obviously he's not saying it like that, but the unity occurs. That actually is what completely blew my mind, is that the unity occurred in this one. The heroes failed. Darkseid, got what he wanted. Steppenwolf got what he wanted, and the world is crumbling. The shockwave is just being sent out toward the entire world. Well, obviously with Flash and the Speed Force, he wasn't about to have that, right?
Mm-mm. Turns back time again.
Did you like that? That's a dumb question, isn't it? Did you like that?
Yeah, and I love the way he did it. It's not like he ran, remember in was it Superman 2?
Yeah.
Where he literally has to go, super fast to stop all the things that are happening, the dam breaking and all that stuff. He's trying to turn back time. Actually, I believe that was also in Superman Returns, where he stopped all that. Or no, wait, maybe he didn't do that in Superman Returns. But anyway, I'm going way too far out of there. But yeah, I love the way Barry Allen, he just basically turns back time just enough for Superman to help Cyborg separate the mother box. Love that. I thought that was epic.
I mean, he basically conjured up the words from his father, create your own future.
Oh yeah, that's right. You even said that too.
And he's running just so fast, and he's breaking his rule, or breaking the rules by, you're not supposed to turn back time. Like, there can be ramifications.
And then the song comes on, "If I Can Turn Back Time."
God,
that doesn't come on. That would have ruined the movie. I would have turned it off.
All the sailors are just jumping off the ship because Meg is trying to sing.
Right.
Family Guy reference there.
Sure.
So yeah, no. The world is re-raveling back onto itself. It's so cool to see the Flash. As he's running, obviously each step is re-sewing all the fabric of reality underneath him.
And I kept running.
Yeah, I mean, it is literally, super Forrest Gump. Running through the tunnel and out and around the corner. But you see Superman's body. He got disintegrated,
destroyed,
and Cyborg the same. You see them basically being rebuilt. With the Speed Force, and upon him being rebuilt, Barry Allen taps Cyborg, which gives him the power to enter the mother box. What did you think of the scene in the mother box, by the way?
Which part? Where they separated it, or
no, inside the mother box, where
man, I'm trying to remember.
Victor saw himself and his father and his mother.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Like the father, actually he saw himself too. I forgot what happens. I remember the scene, but I forgot what this said. Come with me.
Yeah, they're basically saying like we can rebuild you. We can have a happy life here, and it'll be fine. And
basically, kind of like seeing the light to die. Basically,
basically, basically just giving him a choice. Like, do you want to destroy what you could have? Like, you won't be. The key line of this was Silas saying, you won't be alone anymore, and that kind of like triggered something because, Victor has a self-perception of himself when he goes into, his ROM or RAM or whatever you want to call that, where he's still wearing that leather jacket.
Which I think is pretty cool.
When that line is coined by his dad to saying, hey, you won't be alone anymore. It was either his dad or himself. I'm not sure. I can't really quite remember, but that was coined, and he turned into Cyborg. Remembering he's like, no, I'm not alone. And that's when you see him start to separate the quote-unquote boxes, and these weird witch beings start kind of, manifesting themselves right in front of him as he's like tearing apart, his family or whatever, I guess.
Well, you see those same beings when they talk about the story 5,000 years ago, the Great War.
Yeah.
Them and Darkseid.
Oh, sure.
You see those same witches, yeah.
But yeah, he's trying to part these things. Superman is still pummeling Steppenwolf. Good Lord. He cuts off his horn. He is just taking him to town. And Cyborg calls out to him like, Superman, like, obviously, Cyborg is got superhuman strength, but Superman's on a whole nother level, and he knows he needs Superman to...
He beat him up more than he beat up Joker when Lois died.
Oh, gosh.
In Injustice, remember that?
Oh, my gosh. That
beat the crap out of him.
Where was that from?
Injustice, the comic.
Oh, okay. God, yeah. You when you call out stuff like that, you're gonna have to make reference to where that's coming from.
In page
page 4, panel 5. No, so yeah, Superman comes in. He parts the boxes. They go a spewing and they go a flying.
Spewing and a flying.
Oh my gosh! And then the death scene of Steppenwolf.
Let's take it frame by frame, baby.
Before we go frame by frame, do you remember how they did the theatrical part?
Yes, absolutely. They so parademons fed on fear.
Sure.
So the parademons saw that, oh, Steppenwolf, he's scared of the Justice League. And all of a sudden, I think Batman believes fear or something. He says something, some sort of line. All of a sudden, all the parademons, Steppenwolf doesn't have his axe anymore. It's destroyed by Superman's freezing breath or whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, freezing breath, then Wonder Woman takes her sword and destroys it with her,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so all the parademons are grouping up, and then eventually the beam takes them somewhere. The, what's it called? The teleport, whatever they use. And the parademons take them, and I guess they kill them eventually. I don't know. But in this one, let's take it frame by frame.
Yeah, so the boxes are strewn. Steppenwolf is left defeated. But then all of a sudden you see this trident appear right through his chest. And Aquaman kind of gets his. Boy, does he get his. And he basically impales Steppenwolf. And that's part one.
Right.
What happened next?
Doesn't he pull it out and then kick him? Or someone pushes him towards
Superman does it.
Darkseid's portal.
Superman gives him a nice little haymaker. And he's going into the portal, and you're like, okay, this has got to be the end of it. But then all of a sudden, Wonder Woman, who
cuts off the head of Steppenwolf.
Yeah, she was taunted and teased by Steppenwolf. You know, Steppenwolf was all talking like how all her sisters are gone. You know, like basically lying, just to try to get on underneath her skin during the fight.
And may I say one line from the first time they fight in that tunnel thing in Gotham Harbor?
Sure.
In the theatrical version, Steppenwolf says, "I still have the blood of your sisters on my axe," whatever the hell he says. I actually like that line.
Sure.
But he talked enough crap in the Snyder Cut to where it made up for that one line. So.
Yeah. And like, you know, she has no clue. Like, she's been with the Justice League this entire time. Like, you know, obviously, like, there's got to be some type of lie because how would the arrow of Artemis had gotten to her in the first place? So you could say that the arrow was launched right before he decimated her peoples, but whatever. Yeah, like you said, she goes down with the killing stroke, and his head and body goes right through the portal where you see disappointed Darkseid just smashing a beer can, man. Just stomp on his head, and he is no more. Bye-bye, Steppenwolf.
And then Darkseid says, "Fine, I'll do it myself." Oh, sorry, that's Thanos.
No, not everything is Thanos, even though I'm trying to remember if Thanos can actually...
They are the equivalent of each other for different universes.
Oh, well, sure. They both have a purple nutsack for a chin.
Yes, this is true.
No, yeah, like, they leave, or actually the portal closes or whatever, but Darkseid's last shot of the Justice League as they just stare him off as he goes back in defeat. You know, he's 0 for 2 on Earth. He cannot win a road game in the blue the blue planet, but he now knows where the anti-life is, which basically gives you control. It's the equivalent of the Infinity Gauntlet. It's an equation. It's this weird shaped rune or whatever that basically allots you the ability to control matter and reality and everything. And so he's like, all right, well, let's go get everybody. We know exactly where to go now. Like, they're heading to Earth. So, and that's pretty much
a gigantic army.
Oh, sure. Oh, no, we know, you know, this will dwarf Return of the King in all aspects. But
games, final fight. Anyway.
Oh, sure. But just like every long movie, that was not the end. We had to have an epilogue. Just when you thought we had way too much movie, Zack Snyder's like,
basically
just a sec.
30 minutes of credit and after credit scenes. Basically 30 minutes of after credit scenes. So.
Oh my gosh! Like, you know, you saw where the heroes like have kind of parted to. Cyborg's gone back and he's listening to a tape that he had previously destroyed from his father. He reconstructed it, because Cyborg's awesome like that. And it's, words of wisdom, basically same thing Kal-El's father had told him, about, respecting your power, making your own path, for the greater good, et cetera, et cetera. Diana's back, and doing her thing. It looks like Arthur might be making amends with himself. Again, this movie had led directly into Aquaman, right? Or was Aquaman...
Exactly.
Okay.
Arthur is going to see his father. And you see that truck, it shows him from that point on going to see his father, and with perfect connection. It made, to me, seeing Aquaman before I saw this makes me appreciate just that girl, what's her name, Mira?
Mira, yeah.
Yeah, her, and then William Dafoe's character and stuff like that. I just... You need to watch Aquaman, dude. It's actually pretty good.
Oh gosh, yeah. I mean, like that will be on my docket sooner rather than later. Now that I've watched, both versions of these movies, I have a greater appreciation for it. But
Absolutely.
we see the hero's part. We see Barry Allen. He's running and having a good time, and
went to see his dad, got the paperwork that he's going to be working for the forensics team or something now.
Lois and Clark are moving Martha back in because Bruce bought the bank that bought the house, so, and then, just like you said earlier, Lois was carrying a baby bassinet in this version versus just like boxes in the Joss Whedon version.
Exactly, the original version.
So, there's more hints that she's pregnant. Even Batman congratulates Clark, in passing. But that wasn't the end.
The first time I saw it, though, I had to look at it on a review online after about the congratulations. I thought he said congratulations about her saying yes to the ring. But apparently it was congratulations about the baby, maybe.
Yeah. I mean... That's initially, I think, what it was, but I think this one was more for the baby.
The baby.
So obviously Star Labs is now without their lead technician. It's been passed to Ryan Choi, who becomes the Atom in the DC universe.
Oh yes, that's right. Oh wow!
As soon as they gave it to that guy, I was like, that's somebody.
Yeah, me too. I didn't know who it was, and
Yeah. And then...
We've got the future Ant-Man. I mean,
yeah, Adam. But then we, go into this dark, morbid-looking future, or whatever, where it's all Battle World all the time. In the theatrical version, the epilogue was straight and simple. It kept it with Lex Luthor escaping prison, and Deathstroke has come up to him, saying, hey, what's this invitation? He's like, well, the superhero seems to be forming a little band, maybe we should put a little band together ourselves.
Welcome to the Legion of Doom.
And I'm like, yep, there's the Legion of Doom, there's that reference, and that's a weird way to reference that.
I think that's cool. I think it's cool.
But this one was a lot different, it still had Lex Luthor escaping. Did they show that it was in Arkham?
Yes, he's at Arkham.
No, but did they show that he was in Arkham in the theatrical version? I swear they missed that.
That's actually a deleted
scene
that is in the Justice League Blu-ray.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't remember this being an Arkham Asylum. I'm like, that's really cool.
But it's a deleted scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, Deathstroke. He's just like, I'm here because I want to, kill Batman or whatever. And he basically just, Far From Home's Batman, Lex Luthor does by just saying, oh, it's Bruce Wayne. And he's like, all right. I think we could work together. He goes to black or whatever, and then we go to the dark future, where weirdly enough now Deathstroke is on Batman's side.
Yeah, that's so awesome.
You see Deathstroke fighting with Batman, and Mira's there, not Arthur, because apparently Arthur, if you kind of analyze the cyborg premonition, Wonder Woman dies. She's dead on the pyre. Arthur gets impaled by Darkseid with his own trident. So he's dead.
Did you see him use the Omega beams, though?
He,
that other guy?
He Omega beams everyone else in Atlantis. Atlanta, yeah. 28-3.
28-3. Kevin said it first.
But yeah, no, he does that, and Mira's there. Cyborg is there in his I don't know what you call that like parka thing that weird cloak that he wears to kind of hide himself, and then Flash in his Flash armor, which was the same armor that he appeared in BVS. Which now you're thinking like was I too soon or whatever, and you're like, okay, there's some time manipulation going on, like he's doing this a lot more than we think, and we kind of get hints from it with another member of their band. Who is that?
Mr. J, also known as the Joker.
This is the only Joker that's been across 2 different movies, isn't it? I swear I read somewhere that Jared Leto set a record, for Batman or for Justice League Snyder Cut, and I think it's because this is the only Joker that's spanned across multiple movies.
Right. I mean, you had multiple video games, multiple shows, never in movies. So.
But he's teaming up.
We did have another record breaking where Batman says, well, they're having a conversation.
Oh, boy.
Joker's bringing up Robin, right?
Oh, yeah.
Your parents died. Your
adopted son died.
You basically picking at Batman like he always does so greatly.
Joker
as the character, and then all of a sudden, watch your mouth. Batman's getting all pissed off, right?
Mm-hmm.
I promised, and I'll go ahead and drop the F-bomb. Yeah, that's what he did. He was like, I promise you, I will fucking kill you. I was like, oh my gosh, Batman just cursed.
Yeah.
What?
Well,
this is amazing.
Joker was saying, hey, we're good. Like, I will not do anything with you. Like, he was holding out the Joker card and saying, this is the truce between us, basically. But if you want to know what I did to your poor boy Wonder, just tear this in half and, everything will get dropped and I'll tell you about it. And then on top of that, because he's taunting and teasing Batman, trying to get under his skin. Batman has the perfect rebuttal by telling him about Harley. As she was dying. And basically, Harley's her last wish was for Batman to kill Joker, and Batman obviously is I'm going to do it slowly and painfully, and you kind of see Joker kind of break for a second, where he's never seen the side of Batman before, a little intimidated, he's always been on the line that Batman will do anything and everything but kill, because
and now he
Dark Knight. But he still pulls back. He's like, you nearly had me there, buddy.
And you notice his teeth are messed up. It's not the full smile.
He looks so much like a zombie. It's so just put out there. It's not. It's just this weird. I don't know. Just I know it was a very artistic look to make him focus in and out, just to represent Batman trying to see Joker for what he really is, and Joker is coming into a haze until all of a sudden he catches his attention with referencing his dead adopted son.
I wish he said, "Isn't that right, bats?"
Yeah, I mean they did just enough where it wouldn't be campy, but they did more than enough to keep true to Joker. Even though this is about as serious and dire as a situation as you can get, which we're about to find out why everything is so serious. He's still whatever, I've got a SWAT vest on and I've got all the badges of all the cops that I've killed along the way. It is what it is. And so there's hints here and there, even Cyborg saying like, we've got to hide, he's going to find us, yada yada yada, and that he is Superman, who apparently, going back to BVS, is on this hunt for these initially we thought it was for just Batman, but apparently he's hunting all of them down. And so what do you make of the multiverse references? Like, there's a lot of maybe not multiverse, but like there's a lot of reference to timelines. Even Joker was like, how many timelines do you have to screw up to like just basically admit defeat and finally just die, Like, it's right. Like Batman is so stubborn, like, just because he will not lay down ever. But apparently timelines are getting, pulverized in his wake. And, I guess he's utilizing Barry Allen to do so, because that's the only way I can see them time traveling. So
I like the different timelines, because you have a whole different set of comics for it. Isn't it New 52 or something like that? Or like it's like Flashpoint. You have there's a timeline where Bruce dies, and then it's Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne who live, and Martha Wayne becomes Joker, and then Thomas Wayne becomes Batman.
Oh yeah.
I like that. I like the multi-timeline thing. I think that's very interesting.
Okay.
Adds more for future maybe movies. Who knows?
I know, like, boy, will we
more parts to that Flashpoint movie that hopefully will create. So
will we see another Snyder cut of anything? Like, the Snyder universe is now alive and well.
Super well.
But one last thing, after all this Superman's about to lay waste and his eyes are glowing, and Bruce wakes up. It's been another dream. It's been another premonition of the future.
It was all a dream.
And then he gets a visit. God bless. We forgot to mention him earlier, because it was kind of like, okay, like we're in the flow of talking, but Martian Manhunter shows up in this movie.
Oh yeah.
Like, he was in it earlier. Obviously Martha was trying to talk Lois, because Lois kind of quit her job. She hasn't been at work, and Martha's just trying to talk her to like coming back, because the world needs you again, for reasons that obviously Martian Manhunter knows, but Lois doesn't really fully comprehend. And when Martha leaves, she shapeshifts into Martian Manhunter, who then shapeshifts
Martian Manhunter, yes,
into the general from Man of Steel,
who's also in BVS, calling the nuke from the president.
Oh yeah. My gosh, I keep forgetting that. But he shows up at Batman's lakeside house or whatever, and he tells him, he's like, "Listen, I'm for hire. Like, if you put a team together, it was all Bruce Wayne who did this. He was the one who fractured it, but then he's the one who basically made amends and rejoined all the forces, along with bringing other people along the way." But yeah, man, that is Zack Snyder's cut, like, to a T. Like, it's a freaking 4-hour movie.
Perfect actor for Martian Manhunter, by the way. The voice, just his stature, everything is just that's the great pick they did.
I loved him from oh gosh, what is that show called?
He's familiar. I don't know what other show he's in.
He was the general in the Matrix that was always fighting back. He was the one.
That's right.
He was the one who was trying to protect Zion at all costs, but he didn't want to take the big risks. But yeah, that is Zack Snyder's cut. If you're listening to this part, the second part, the second video part of this podcast, we had a little technical difficulties earlier, but if you're listening to this and you did not watch, I am sorry. You should go watch it anyway, though. Like, it's worth your 4 hours. I'll stand here and say this. Like, it was very, very good. This is by far my favorite DC property.
1 to 10. 1 to 10.
I'll give it an 8. Like I said, there's some things.
0.5?
No, I mean, like, you know, the reason I'm not giving you a 9, I've always, you know, Zack Snyder's cut. Like, Zack Snyder, I appreciate his artwork. His mood for the DC universe is a little too brooding for my taste, even though I love the fight scenes. I love, you know, how dark he makes Batman. Superman is a little too emo at times.
Yeah.
Again, this is me, like, super hyper analytical stuff, like when it comes to putting a measuring stick on this.
You're right in between
the movie's so
Rotten
long.
Tomatoes and the actual audience. So Rotten Tomatoes gave it 76%, audiences gave it to about 96% or something like that.
Yeah.
On Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean,
so
no,
you're right in between, so that's perfect.
Action-wise, awesome. Execution, really, really good. I just would have preferred it to be, hey, give me my standalone movies first before you put the team together. That way you could have saved some time in this movie. But this movie standalone, yes, like, I'll give it an 8.5. I'm going to give it, like, you know, I'll give it PPR, you know. It got a catch, an extra catch in there. But how do you? What about you? You posed the question.
I put it closer to 9 than 8, not halfway there like you did. Just because I appreciate it, because I watched. I mean, so did you for some of these things I'm about to say. The Batman animated series, the Superman animated series, which is connected with Batman, which is great. And then they connected all of it with the Justice League animated series, and then Justice League Unlimited, when they just not just had those 6 or 8 Justice League members, they had all of these guys, including Green Arrow and all these other characters. What's his name? Not Hawkeye. The Hawk dude. I forgot his name. Anyway, they had a whole bunch of just different characters. And I just appreciated that because it's
Birdman.
finally in a real version. You know what I mean? Huh?
Birdman.
Wow, there's a talent man. No, but that's why I love this, because they find, and don't get me wrong, the theatrical version's okay. It's like a 7 out of 10, but this is like almost a true, like 8.75 or almost a 9. The only bad thing is it's so long.
Like, the theatrical version, I told you, just, it was way too fast paced for me. And a lot of people argue Avengers is the same way. However, Avengers propped themselves up by putting several movies in place to endear you to their storylines, to their origins, to everything that's kind of going on to their lives. And, like, when they finally start to interact and interconnect with each other, it doesn't feel as quick. The initial Justice League theatrical version felt way too fast. It was like, okay, this is going on here, this is going on here, this is going on here. You have nothing.
Cyborg, Aquaman.
Yeah, you have no, like, context or history to base that on, other than the fact, unless you read comics or unless you kind of, like, you know about these characters through sheer social mitosis. It was like, oh, okay, I know who these people are, da-da-da-da-da. They're setting up the story, everything, let's go. But I felt it so fast, and it was too, like, you know, manipulated by, like, let's just try to fit this into, like you said, an hour and 40 minutes that, you know, it needed to be longer. Like, 4 hours? You know, I'm exhausted from having watched this. Like, I talked to one of my friends today, and she was like, it's tiring because it's this constant
journey.
There's no real ebb and flow. It's like, you know, like Steppenwolf comes in and they've got to go. Like, it's literally like pedal to the metal, trying to chase down where he's at, where the boxes are at, trying to recruit all the characters, trying to revive Superman. It's like one big set piece to another set piece, which is not a bad thing. But at the end of the day, like, man, I need a nap after this.
I had to watch it in 2 parts, 2 hours and then 2 hours.
I mean, I felt like I did. Like, it took me 3 attempts to actually, like, get in the flow of this thing. Like, I watched it the first time. I was like, well, I can't because little one is interrupting me. And then, like, I literally was pressed, like, I need to do this now or I'm not going to be able to do it. So, well, okay. I have a question or suggestion, or I want to bounce this off of you. We're supposed to discuss a little bit about a little review about episode 1 of Falcon Winter Soldier tonight.
Yep.
We're running a little bit long due to technical issues. How would you feel about pushing that to next week?
Sure, we'll do episode 1 and 2.
Okay. I mean, I think that would be a little better.
With Godzilla, well, I don't mean to say that. With the movie we're going to be doing next week,
well,
it's shorter than what we talked about today.
It's shorter, and also, in a way, we're not comparing 2 movies together. That's the thing that I think really elongated this particular talk. This discussion is that we were just going back not just to this movie that we just watched, the 4-hour epic. We also went back to, the theatrical release. When did that come out? Like, how many years ago was that?
2017. Same month as Ragnarok.
Yeah, 4 years ago. And so a movie that was 4 years old. And so we were literally going back and forth between what we like, what we don't like. And so this went a little bit long. Technical issues did not help that at all. But I will go to the final segment since we're going to skip that. Falcon Winter Soldier next week, episode 1 and 2, we will review. But we will go into this week's birthdays. I need a drink. I had nothing to drink. There's no drink. All right. Well, this week we have on March 22nd, Reese Witherspoon turned 45. Miss Legally Blonde and
Legally Blonde, yeah.
Keegan-Michael Key turned 50 this week.
The coach of Penn State.
I seriously did not know which was which for like the longest time. Is that sad?
Did you you understand the reference then?
Oh, no, I totally do. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
I loved it. He ran on the field. He went into a football meeting. It was great. It was awesome.
Their football roster, was it the Pro Bowl or whatever? Their name shout-outs is still by far the one of the funniest skits that they do. March 24th, we have... Okay, Mark Calloway. What does that name ever strike anything for you?
Yeah. He sounds so different in real life. Like, so different.
Who?
He just sounds like a regular guy, The Undertaker.
There you go, man. All right. He turned 56. He's from Houston?
Yeah, he's a huge Dallas Cowboy fan, too.
Also from Houston is Jim Parsons from... Big Bang Theory. We had Steve McQueen's birthday. He was born today, now dead. He died at the age of 50. Jessica Chastain, 44. She was in The Martian. And Peyton Manning turned 45. We're both big sports fans here, so we had to include Peyton Manning. Today, March 25th, that's today. How about Lee Pace? Come on. Do you know your MCU?
Ronan the Accused.
Really? Good job. Shut up.
Yeah.
Next time, I'm not going to put these on here, and I'm going to, like, have you actually try to guess these. I was like, wait a minute, you're just reading those off the thing. March 26th.
Your cursor on the run sheet.
I know, right? March 26th, Jonathan Groff. I put him on here because I really, really liked him in Hamilton. He played Henry III. Oh, my God. He was really good. And a show that I highly suggest people watch while it's still out there, Mindhunter. It's a Netflix original.
Manhunter.
Yeah, Martian Mindhunter. No, Mindhunter. It's got two it has 2 seasons. I don't know if it's going to be renewed, but man, it is some of the most epic criminal interviewing kind of show that you can watch. And finally, man, one of my favorite directors of all time, Quentin Tarantino. He'll be turning 58 on March 27th. Do you like Tarantino any? Like,
Kill Bill?
Is that
Pulp
it?
Fiction?
I know, but do you like Tarantino? I know, like, he can be very I know he can be very polarizing when it comes to, like, people who like and don't like him. He is amongst
His
my
movies are just
favorites.
different.
Oh, well, sure. That's what makes him him.
It's different. Yeah, that's fine. That's cool. You know, I love his movie. I like his movies. You know.
Yeah.
He has big hits, of course. You know. Did he do that one with Leonardo DiCaprio? Like something about Hollywood.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
That was him, right?
Yep, that was his.
I have not seen that yet.
That was his most previous one.
That's really good.
It is
That's really, really good.
3.5 hours long. So
yeah, I'm not.
you've already prepared yourself with this 4-hour movie, so why not watch something shorter?
Huh?
Yeah, exactly. You know, man, and that is our show. That is our second show. That is our second movie review
for you, my brother.
Oh, okay.
Guess the line.
Okay.
Whose line is it?
Guess the
And what
line.
movie is it from? What movie is from? Let's go. There's 3 quotes. Pretty easy. This is a warm-up for being a brand new podcast, only the 2nd episode. Not if you count the gargling sound. What movie is that from?
Dumb and Dumber. Come on.
Bingo. Yahtzee. Checkmate. Very good. All right. Next one.
You should tell me this ahead of time so I can have my stream deck prepared, but that's cool.
No, you're fine. I'd rather just do it myself. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Jaws. Come on, bro.
Bingo. Yahtzee. We have a winner.
Yahtzee.
And we're going back in time on this line. The 3rd one.
Back to the Future.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Is that...
Ladies and gentlemen, we've stumped him.
No. Is that Casablanca?
Oof.
Or no, it's Gone with the Wind.
Nice, he did it.
Yep.
Congratulations. You
I was
got all
like,
3.
when it comes to going back, I try to think of the movie poster, and I was like, no, it's not that one. And
You're
Casablanca
in the same general era of movies.
yeah,
I guess.
Casablanca kept sticking in my brain. I'm like, no, wipe that away, and get the other one out of
Here's
there.
looking at you, kid. They were thinking of that.
Yeah, exactly. I actually watched that not too long ago. It's it's hard to watch
dated,
movies. No, it's hard to watch movies that are like that old. But honestly, like stuff like that, it can lend itself to changing the pace up a little bit and like seeing where they come from is I have a film degree, so that's pretty much what I did was watch movies and learn and take tests and
Well, if I may say,
do
it's
the
not a
do,
big deal
so.
as what you just said. I did take film in community college, and I got an A+ in that.
There you go.
So I know a little tidbit. And Jaws was one of the movies I had to watch. But anyway.
Nice.
Continue on, brother.
Well, we're not going to continue on too much, man. We're at the end of our show. Little teaser for next week, little Blue Flame, a little Tomahawk Chop. We are going to be going over the new Godzilla v. Kong movie that comes out. HBO Max again. God, I really would love to see this on the IMAX. Man, like a movie of this.
Kong.
Let them fight.
Kong.
A movie of this size and scale literally needs to be on a screen that can capture like these two titans properly. But yeah, man, that is us for this week.
Kong bows to no one.
He does bow to no one.
Godzilla.
That is us for this week. For Joshizzle, Josh, Mr. DC man himself. I'm Charlie, Charzar81. This is the Movie Broview. Go pop some popcorn and go watch a movie.